being married and being happily married and having a lifelong happy marriage is somewhat of a good idea. Raise your hand. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters. Tonight, I'm going to talk to you the secrets of having a lifelong happy marriage. From my understanding, I heard that one got divorced. The divorce rate is going down, by the way, according to statistics. Before it was like 50, 55. But just the last, presently, it's about 45, 45. So it's gone down like 5%, especially the ones who are educated and the more well-to-do type of people, middle class. So I gave you a handout. There's the word joy in it, in the right-hand side, J-O-Y. Can anyone tell me what J stands for in my first point at the top right-hand corner? Secrets of a happy marriage life. Join in understanding. How about O? What does O stand for? What's the second secret? Offer love. And finally, what does Y stand for? Yield to the same faith. Let's start with the first point. Join in understanding. I've been married for 36 years. So I got married when I was 30. I'm 67 now. And I hope you could say, oh, you look younger than you. I hope so. Not everyone says so, but it's okay. So that's why I talk about youth and staying young, because that's all I think about a lot. But anyway, at 30, I was serving full time as a youth minister in, a, in the church in San Francisco. Very happy, very, very happy. Actually, one of the happiest times of my life. And I want to serve for the rest of my life, even though I just gave a 1 year commitment, because that was what was asked of me to serve 1 year as a youth minister. I went down after serving a few weeks. I went down to Southern California. So this was in San Francisco. Went down to Southern California. This was in Anaheim, and there was a conference there. And there was after some presentations on the Bible, there was time for people to overflow and stand up and give testimonies. And I was one of them who stood up and gave a testimony. And I was pretty strong in my testimony. It just went a minute, about a minute, minute and a half. I found out later that my wife was sitting next to one of the elders in the church in San Francisco. My wife was sitting, and then that wife, her name is Jane. She said, "That's Benjamin Chi. He's a full timer. He's a youth minister. And he's single." That time, my wife started. She was single at that time. Actually, yeah. So she started looking at me, and then I've heard, she never say that anymore, but I remember 30 years ago, she told me she brought her mom and walked near me and point to her mom. That's Benjamin Chi. That's Benjamin. And I think she said to her, the mom, I think he's the one. And I've never know about her. No idea that where she, no idea. She thinks I am the one. A week later in San Francisco, I was vacuuming. And in the church we affiliate, we don't go single person and go talk to single person. We have to go through an intermediary, a middleman, a woman middleman. So she went through Jane. So Jane came to me, which is the wife of the elder. And she came up to me, and I was vacuuming, and okay, so I stopped. Yes, I was happy. She said, "Remember that sister that drove up just this morning she was stand up. She gave a testimony on the Lord's Day. I said, "Oh yeah, yeah, that was a new sister. Yeah, she want to find out whether you're interested in her." And I was, "Whoa, what? What is that?" That was kind of fast. And then she asked me again because I was so shocked. She want to know whether you have an interest in her. I thought about it. Then she go before I say something. She's got a bachelor's degree. She graduated from Cal State LA. She works for the county as an accountant, and she is also going um, do that full time training part time. And she's a church kid. She's been a church, and she has parents that love the Lord and served for 30 years. Gave me a lot of good positives about her. But in my mind, I don't feel like she was the one because at that time, when I was 30, the number one criteria was you got to be Miss America. At that time, I couldn't get over it. You have to be Miss America. In other words, the standard has to be, and not too many Miss America in the world, not too many. That means my choices are very limited. And I got rejected twice by two Miss America already. So I was very sensitive. I said, let her know I just start serving full time and it's just not right, not the right time. It's only half a year. Just let her know it's not the right time for me. I'm not ready for anything relationship or like that. So Jane talked to her, and I find out later on she went to the airport and she flew back and she cried for 30 days. And then her mom said, maybe this is not the one after all. Maybe it's not the one. And then I heard that she prayed for me for 30 days while she's weeping every day. And also pray with other people, ministers, for me to see whether I can maybe change my heart. A month later, Jane invited me to a dinner to with other saints, we call it other saints, brothers and sisters. Then when I went there, I find out, oh, there's no married people. All of them are single. They're single brothers, single brothers, single. So kind of unusual. Then I was sitting there, as then I start hearing some beautiful music played, piano music. It was pretty loud, harmonious. It's a lot of strength to it, and a lot of oomph, and a lot of spirit, because it's playing hymns. And I said, who is that playing? That is so good. Then I saw a sister playing. I said, which sister is that could play like that? And then as I kind of, walking a little bit, I checked. She turned around like this, and I said, oh no, it's the same sister. I think she has not given up on me. But anyway, long story short, she did a lot of things to get my attention. I tried the best to avoid her because Miss America was still too much in my heart. But she somehow broke a lot of the regulations in the church, like tricked me to drive her to the airport in a car with just me and her. That's not allowed in, in our regulations. So she did it. That's when I actually fell in love while talking to her. All of a sudden, everything was like completely. I was just in love. It's just a mysterious thing. 36 years later, here's the secret. Me and her are very different. She's from Taiwan. I'm from Hong Kong. I came when I was 7. She came when she was 17. A lot of generation American, a lot of ideology that is very different, cultural differences. She's from a middle class, upper middle class. I'm from a welfare, broken family. Completely different. And clash after clash, cultural differences. but I learned matches the statistics. Look at here. That's how we'll conclude. On the left side, divorce rate, general population 40 to 45%. Nominal Christians 40 to 45, same as non-Christians. And then active churchgoers 15 to 20%. Couples sharing a strong faith and practicing it together 0%. That's my testimony. So you want to stay happily married for the rest of your life, get someone to be in the same faith, and you will be happily married. Practice it, and you'll be happily married. Back to you, Madam Toastmaster.